Morning everyone, it's Kiralee here. How's it going? How's your April been? If it's anything like mine, you'll be pleased it's May. So what we're going to do, we'll just recap over the last sort of few weeks, and then we will take a look ahead for what's in store for us this month. So what you may have been experiencing is, how do I explain this? Turmoil, maybe upheaval, frustration. And the reason for that, or one of the reasons for that, is due to the high frequencies that we are aligning with. And as we go through that ascension process, we need to let go of stuff that no longer serves us. That may be limiting beliefs, it may be judgments, it may be relationships, it may be anything that no longer serve us. So let's take a look at how that shows up. So as if you've been following me and or other spiritual teachers, you'll know that the planet is going through an ascension process as well. Ascension meaning reaching higher states of consciousness, letting go of the third dimensional frequencies that we've been living in for the last couple of thousand at least years. So what that means is we're coming into a more balanced time, and in the higher states of consciousness there is no limiting beliefs, there is no judgments, there is no inequality, there is no racism, there is no violence, there is no war, there is all these heavy destructive vibrations, thought processes, the masculine energy. And what I mean by masculine is the action, the power, aggression, control. And control takes many forms. And it's just, again, allowing people to be who they are, not telling them what to do, not offering advice when it's uncalled for or not being asked for, telling people what to do. Okay, because we are here living our own journey, and when we follow what someone else tells us what to do, we're living their reality, or we are creating their reality, not our own, as individual sovereign beings. So when or not when that, but as we go through the ascension process, we obviously look at ourselves. Well, this is what we're being asked to do, look at ourselves, where we are acting out by telling people what to do, how to do it, who to be. So that is the type of energy that needs healing. And this may be generational or ancestral healing. And as the planet ascends, we have to go with her, which is why we're experiencing all this change. And things are constantly changing and evolving in order for us to look at ourselves. Okay, so you may have, especially in the past month, you may have been experiencing some of these challenges. You may, if you've done the healing, okay, and this is quite important actually, you'd only experience this upheaval if you've done the healing within yourself. Okay, so if you're just carrying on in your 3D world and having a blast and things are going smoothly for you, I would go so far as to say that perhaps you need to start looking at yourself where you need healing. What aspect of self needs healing? And it's challenging. It is a challenge. And I speak from my own experience. You know, a couple of weeks, it just got too much for me, and I just wanted to get off. Just get off the bloody planet. And I'm not in that mindset of taking myself out, and I never would. But it's just to the point where it does get too much. And so I had a meltdown, not a breakdown, just a meltdown. Wanted to kind of throw everything up in the air and escape. That's what I wanted to do. And then I cried the whole next day. And I just, yeah. But anyway, we won't go into too much detail there, but I got through it. I got through it, or I broke through it, actually, is how I described it. And, you know, it's a lonely process. And not too many people can understand what we go through when we are trying to shed our old self and shed our beliefs and everything we've been led to believe. When you discover it's not true, it's like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? And who's behind it? And I'm talking about these systems: education system, the banking systems, the health systems, financial systems, just to name a few. Education, did I say education? So through the education system, children are being taught what it is the powers that were insisted on the curriculum. The children need to learn this. We need to teach the children this. And as we're sort of discovering at this point in time, history is not anything like what we've been taught. Get your head around that. And this is what I mean. We're being challenged with our own thoughts, our own beliefs, our own reality. And it's not easy. And it's not pretty. Being spiritual, or being spiritual, is not all hippie and because you're in touch with spirit, you think you're guided along and everything's sweet, and if only, it's when we are looking within at our triggers. So you would have heard me speak before about triggers. What triggers us is what we need to look within ourselves, or the aspect of self that needs healing. And when I say healing, it's taking responsibility for your part in your movie and acknowledging that and releasing the emotion that can be attached to that perception. So when we go through this process, it can be very emotional, and hence, once again, I speak for my own self, my own meltdown. It was sometimes we may struggle to communicate with those that are still stuck in their three-dimensional reality. It's like we live in the same world and it's all different, but because we are multi-dimensional, we are having to interact with those of a lower vibration. And that's okay. That's okay. There's no judgment about where anyone is on their own journey. I'm just kind of pointing out that it's hard. It's hard. And when people don't listen, especially this is service related industry I'm talking about, or industries, you're very precise and very clear, and that's the thing about part of our ascension is to be clear with our communication, to speak our truth and to be truthful. So when there's just lots of things that have happened and that I've experienced just in the last few weeks. And and that's where it gets frustrating. Like, how many times do you have to express what it is you want? Pictures. I can't remember if I touched on my last video in regards to this, but you show a picture, you describe what it is you want, show a picture, in fact show two pictures from two different angles, so you'd think the person has a good idea of what it is you're asking for. And even to the point where I will just clarify if they understand what I mean. Yeah. But the result was nothing like what I asked for, what I showed, and what I paid for too, for that matter. Other products, if you like, so going through the renovation process, and I know there's hold-ups in that, and this isn't about that. This is about people saying it'll be there in 7 to 10 working days, which was 4 weeks ago. And it hasn't arrived yet. So had I known that, I perhaps would have gone somewhere else if it was going to take that long. It just goes on and on. So if I don't want to dwell on that, because I want to look forward to this month. And right at this point in time, um, I really don't know what is in store. Um, Now, something I was going to say, something about, intentions. Intentions. So I learnt this little trick on TikTok actually, and and to help with setting intentions. And I use you would have heard me speak of my Healy bioenergetic um, frequency device. Okay, that's run by an app on the phone. A few weeks ago, I think beginning of April. So you can, this particular application, you can program anything actually. So I've used it to bring lost animals back to their owners on 3 occasions with 3 success rates. I've programmed it with affirmations, and I have to say, just in recent time, as far as my business is going, and that's my little shop where I sell crystals and decks of cards, reading cards, oracle cards, tarot cards, all positive self-help, self-healing stuff, books, incense, lots of things. And because I'm just sort of relatively new in Taranaki, New Plymouth, mid-December I reopened. I did have a shop in Fielding for 3 years and just moving up here. So it's almost like we go back to zero and you've got to build your business again. Which since that time has been quite slow. And that's environmental, or when I say environmental, governmental restrictions that they placed on the country. So things were quite slow for a while, up until probably the last month it's actually picked up. And I attribute that to this wee machine here, this magic machine, running the affirmations, which I've got going at the moment. And I programmed it with maybe half a dozen of them. And so this, alongside that, has helped with rebalancing my energies. I can't do without this now. Like every day, 24, well, not quite 24, but certainly going every day. Last weekend, I went away to my friends down in Palmerston North to celebrate our mutual friend's 60th birthday. So I've been a bit out of condition as far as, alcohol goes, and that's another sort of aspect that wouldn't exist in the fifth dimensional consciousness. But so I hadn't had a drink for, I don't know, I think since about early February, mid-February, something like that. So the week building up, I was getting, this is after my meltdown, mind you, and I just had no desire to have a drink, because I know it is a block, and I covered this on the last video anyway. So anyway, I had 3-4 glasses of wine on the Friday night when I arrived at my friend's. I didn't finish the whole bottle because I remember Mandy tipping, there wasn't much left anyway, tipping it out. But man, did I wake up with a headache the next day. Oh, it was awful. So I had my very good friend here running the migraine program or the headache program constantly for about, I don't know, 3 hours, to the point where and the girls wanted to go into town, do a little bit of shopping, and it was a beautiful day, and I didn't really feel like shopping. I didn't want to have to wear a mask when I was feeling bleh. So anyway, I was running the Healy constantly, and went into town, and just the mask wasn't too much of a problem. Felt a bit suffocating, but I think we all feel like that at the best of times. So had that running. Then in the afternoon, we had lunch in town, and that's just reminded me where we were sitting outside in the sun, and it was also the Manawatu, well, it might be New Zealand actually. New Zealand, now let me get this right. Stop, no. Team Champs, hang on a moment, I just looked that up. The Super Stock team championship in Palmerston North. So we saw the Manawatu Mustangs line up, and we weren't going to the Speedway that night, but Kelly's husband was going, taking their wee son, and that was the night of the party. So that was great, and there was just a real vibe around Palmerston North, a real high vibe and excitement, and of course the pubs were open, and it was pumping. Me still feeling a bit, so I ended up running the after lunch, running the gastrointestinal program, just to kind of soothe the digestive system, and then ran the energy program probably for a couple of hours before we went out. Needless to say, I didn't drink much that night at the party, which was great. Did a lot of dancing, laughing. It was great. So, and I've done it before when I stopped drinking for a year. That was intentional. And you see a lot more when you're sober. So just getting back to, I kind of detracted away from there, bringing in the energies to help sort of calm, rebalance. So if you've feel like you've been through hell over the last month, congratulations. That's showing you are doing the work. You are shedding this old version of you and allowing a new version to come up. Allowing who you've always been to emerge. There may be times you'll feel like going back to the old habits, old thoughts, because sometimes it's just easier just to slink back into that old way of being. And that's okay too. There's no judgment around that. Just know that it won't serve you as the rest of the planet ascends. And there may be some of you that are ascending and you don't even know. Dream state is really good. That may help if you can ask your guides or source, whomever sources to you, to help you understand stuff through dream state or help you remember your dreams. That may help your understanding as well. Okay, so let's look at, just use the Metatron cards here. Let's look at, okay, I was thinking about, let's look at how we're going. Okay, and we've got the Red card. Okay, so this is to do with our security, our insecurities, our root chakra, which is our grounding. Okay, and this is kind of where all our stuff starts. Okay, so it's almost like we're starting from the bottom again. Start from the bottom and work your way up. Okay, we've got to get this root chakra in balance, grounded, or us grounded into our energies, the trust. Okay, trust. Trust everything's going to be okay. It will be okay. It is okay. You know, there's lots of things going on in the world at the moment, on the collective energy. So, you know, still insecurities, still healing needed to be done around this, around our root chakra. The sun is rising. You can see the sun coming up there. Okay, so that's a good indication that we've still got a little bit more work to do around our root chakra, but we are in the process of then going into our sacral chakra, which is where our emotions, where we push our emotions down to when we don't want to deal with them. Okay. And what I'm hearing now as well is be at one with the earth. Get your feet into the earth. The other card that came up is boundaries. Okay. So the boundaries is learning to say no. Okay. And that's for your own preservation, for your own self-respect. And this comes, you know, back into this card. If you keep pleasing people, doing things that you don't want to do, then on some level, you've got a fear of being disliked. And just as I touched on earlier, in doing things for other people, we're actually doing them a disservice, because that's stuff that they need to work through themselves, which is why it's not good for us to offer advice or tell them what to do, because they're at a different vibration, different part of their journey to what you are. Okay, so you've got the key to the door there. Okay, and it's up to you. Well, I want to say key to happiness. And happiness comes from doing what you want and what feels good for you, and what uplifts you, and the people around you that uplift you. Okay. And it's like once you walk through that doorway, you know, the world is your oyster. It's like a freedom. Okay. And just on a collective level, we have not being experience our freedom to its fullest potential. In fact, it's been stifled. So any blockage you come across, you've got the key to get through it, okay, or dissolve it. But that's your key to happiness, is following what feels good to you. And, you know, by all means, if it feels good, absolutely follow that feeling. Yeah, so we've got another doorway. So it's like we get through one doorway, there's always another one to open. Okay, but I feel this particular doorway. So this is your key to happiness, joy, enlightenment, okay, to this higher dimensional gateway, which will be the fifth dimensional consciousness. Fifth dimensional gateway, okay? So it's almost like once you've done the work here, so you go through that doorway, and on the other side is this, okay? So you've reached there, which is here, and now it's just, you have, once again, trust yourself, trust source. The universe has, Mother Earth is supporting you, okay? So there is no failure. The only failure is in your own mind, and that's just the thought anyway, and thoughts can be changed. Okay, so we're all being asked to step up to these higher states of consciousness. Just looking at the number, the card number 33. Okay, Master Teacher. This particular card here is 55. And off the top of my head, I don't know what that is. But also 33, I think, is to do with Christ consciousness. Just looking at this as well. Okay. Right, let's put them all together. See those all right? Okay, so we've got the root chakra, our security, our foundation, our vitality, our grounding. This relates to the heart chakra, okay, which is compassion, which is love, forgiveness as well. And this is to do with the stellar gateway chakra, okay, which is above our physical being. So that's good indication of the chakras, and it's almost bottom, middle, and then top or above. So that's just some aspects of self that we need to work through just over the coming month. And the card on the bottom is the new dawn. It's the welcome back. So feels like May. Did I say March before I meant May? May will be perhaps a lot more work as well, a few more challenges, but at the end of it, we're going to get through it. We are there. Okay, so we're just being welcomed back onto, and if you look at these colours as well, they're kind of the colours of the Christ consciousness. Okay, and of course the sun is white, so white is new beginning, pure new beginning. So new dawn, actually. Whoopsie, new dawn is the name of the card. Welcome back. So it's like we go through this process, and then we're back on where we were meant to be. Consciously, our own Christ consciousness is coming forward. Okay, which, as I said before, the fifth dimensional. No child sex trafficking, no violence of any description. It's no war, no arms, even weapons, none of that. Because we all just, and this may sound foreign to some, but it's paradise, it's lush, it's accepting everyone for who they are and allowing them to be who they are. Helping those that need help, healing those that need help, helping with the healing, just to name a few. Okay, so that's self stuff. Let's look at what else. Oh, okay. So, Spirit, for our viewers, watching this. Oh, it's it's the first of May 2022. Oh, look at that, nice. 1st of May, the Ace of Cups. So this is again about coming into heart space there and building that relationship with self, because it's almost like when you go through this shedding of your old self, you don't actually know, apart from what the hell's going on, who you are anymore, because what you believed, you've kind of realized now it's not true. So building relationship with self, building higher heart-centered relationships with others. So that may be an intimate relationship, it may be just your relationships with people in general. Healing the heart too, I'm hearing. So those relationships that you may need to step away from or have stepped away from because they no longer serve you. I forgot what I was going to say about that. Hang on a moment, I'll link back into okay. It's just gone, it may come back. So then we've got the Three of Cups. So more emotional stuff, but this I feel is a celebration as well, or new relationships coming into your life. So there seems to be a focus on relationships here. Now this is for the month of May. And it's like these relationships that you will be forming, you will hold dear to your heart. Because it's like as we ascend into our fifth dimensional self, we are meeting more people on our level. Not to say that we're those that aren't on our level are any less than us, or those on a higher level are any more than that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for those where we are on our pathway, on the frequency, we will meet more like-minded people. So there will be none of this competition or comparison, jealousies or anything like that, because that's all three-dimensional stuff. Okay, so month of May, Spirit. What else would you like to tell us? That's how I felt last week. We got the Five Swords. So, may give you a bit of a headache, actually. Hang on a moment, I'm just sort of being, and it's like, once again, I kind of see you letting go of your old self. And it is painful. It's not easy. It is emotional. Because we're being forced to look at ourselves, or our lives even, not just ourselves, our relationships, our financial situation, our working relationships, our careers, everything. Being forced to look at and reevaluate. If you're not happy, then it's only you that can change it. Shedding your old self. It's like you're rebirthing a new you. And it's like, who am I? Who am I? Two more cards. Shedding the physical you is what I was just hearing. And also that goes with our physical form as far as our ascension. So our bodies are changing as well to keep up or blend with these higher frequencies that are coming in for us. So I can't remember if I covered this on the last video either, was, different foods may no longer serve you. Our taste buds may change. Our whole thought around food. And on a collective level, there's all sorts of things going on in the supply chain at the moment globally. And so we're coming back to a simple way of more simplistic way of living, planting our own vegetables, making our own breads. I know some people have been doing this for a long time, and you'll find perhaps the older generation, because that's what they did back then. So it's like we're going full circle, but at a higher vibration. Okay. Six of Pentacles, a more balanced way of being, so that there is a equal amount of give and an equal amount of receive. A more fairer way of being. You know, if you've got an abundance of vegetables, then share them round. Or food for that matter, share them round. Material possessions, anything that, you know, is sitting, being unused, give it to someone that will use it. There's plenty. We live in an abundant universe, so there is more than enough for everyone. Just put it out there. Anything you need, and I'm talking about specifically need in this climate, this point in time that we're all going through, experiencing, and it's worldwide, it's global. And you know, it's affecting everyone because the planet's ascending, and we just have to go with it. We don't have a choice. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Sowing your seeds. You know, if you imagine all the pentacles that you're planting along your pathway will manifest. Actually, let's pull another one to go with the Knight of Pentacles. Let's see what we're working towards. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so let's put it like that. This may even be to do with this new financial system that's due to come in, but it won't be for this month. Okay, so sowing the seeds. Sowing the seeds, this is also sowing ideas for your new way of being, which is this one. And you can see the roots coming down. Okay, so it's harvesting the seeds that you've planted. And when we harvest, then it's time to put newness back into the fold. Just drop that card, hang on. Okay, so he's just doing his thing, doing what he knows to do. Towards creating newness. Actually, you can see he's got mud on his fingers, you know, so he's harvested this new newness, new abundance, new financial decisions. So try to be resourceful this month. Okay. Take care of, be sensible with your money or any investments. Nurture. Nurture your ideas. Nurture that which you'd like to manifest. Okay, one last card. We've got the moon. So this, let's have a look. Once again, I'm linking in with the emotions here, our shadow side. So looking at our subconscious. Sort of going deep within to explore, and this is where the triggers can come in. When other people trigger you, you may not be aware of what it is, or why you're triggered. Okay, that's really good. People reflect back to us where we need to look at our healing. So I feel there's light is coming to shine in on that which still needs healing to enable you to at least close out this month feeling quite satisfied that you've done the work. Might be something, so this is to do with the feminine energies as well. Maybe mid-month, when the next full moon is actually. You may find yourself getting quite emotional. No, not again. Just actually talking about the moon, I found the full moons don't sort of affect me at the time, but I think after the full moon's been, because I'm just thinking back to the last full moon, and I think it was maybe 2 days after the last full moon where I just grumbled. Okay, but that's also a good sign, you know, to look at. Just keep going, keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, look at that. The Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. We'll get there. And it'll be like a hallelujah. Like a real yes moment. Yes, I did it. I made it. All that hard work, that emotional turmoil was worth it. And just looking at this card, I feel that that's the ascension. You know, it's like we've got through that. I'll put those other cards away. Hang on a moment. Back again. So I feel this card and this card, it's like, yes, I did the work, I trusted, I stepped through that dimensional doorway, and now I have reached that level of consciousness. Now I'm not talking about fifth dimensional consciousness just yet, or the achievement of reaching that consistently, because some of us are up and down, we swing, But it's like, and when we're at that level, it's almost like we have gained the trust, okay, without question. I'm on track. Yeehaw, bring on the next level. Be careful what you wish for, actually. But it's like, you know, we will be rewarded for our hard work. Just linking in with the light in her hand, it's almost like a spiritual light. So it's great when we know spirit are around. Intentions. And actually, oh, I think that's where I was going before, wasn't it? When I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to tell you about this little trick I learned from TikTok. And it's about setting your intentions. And what he did, and so I'll just share, my intention was to remember my dreams, because I know in the mornings I've dreamt and it's like, and then you're thinking about, oh, what was that, and so I decided that that's what I wanted to do. So what he said was, now this is the third eye, and when I do anything that revolves rotation, I always do it in a clockwise direction. So he said, you rub your third eye and your crown chakra, and all the while you set your intention. So the night before last, I did that, and asked to remember my dream, and I can still remember it now. I thought, wow, that worked, cool. And what did I do last night? I didn't specifically ask to remember my dream, but I vaguely kind of do, not all of it, but I remember some aspects of it. But what was coming up a lot through the night for me, and I don't know if I was tossing and turning and awake or what state I was in, but I remember it was all about doing this video. And just every time maybe I came to, I was thinking about having to do a video, and not having to do it, but what I was going to say on the video. So first thing, I came out to the shop this morning, opened up, and I thought I'll get in and quick to do the video before any customers start coming in. So really try this. Like, you could set it anything. Just set your intention as you do this process, and just kind of forget about it. But I was quite blown away with, for me, it worked. So try it and let me know how you go, what manifests for you. I guess it was, you know, TikTok's only short and sweet thing, so I don't know if you could do that throughout the day. Why not? Try it. Let's try it. What can we set an intention for now? Let's do it on a global scale. Okay, let's ask the cards. What would be a good thing? In fact, we'll ask Metatron. We'll use these cards. Okay, Metatron. Oh, the Kundalini. Okay. So those that haven't tapped into your spiritual aspect, your spiritual body, and even those that have, you know, we can still go to higher doorways, gateways within each chakra. So let's okay, let's just focus with fingers on your third eye, just 2 fingers. Hope you can hear me all right. I'll do it like that. And 2 fingers on our crown chakra. And we set the intention that any levels within our chakras be shown to us that require healing, any blockages are dissolved to help us reach higher states of consciousness through this month of May. We ask this with love, we ask this with light, and we ask this with gratitude. So be it. Okay, might end up with a bit of a bird's nest on the top of your head, but who cares? Oh, and the card on the bottom is the clarity and going within. So that's just perfect. Everything is within. Our answers are within. Our healing is within. Our consciousness is within. Okay, guys. Well, I'll touch base maybe in a couple of weeks and see how everyone's going, see how the energies are playing out, and what else is playing out, and as we go through this process of ascension. So let me know in the comments if anyone's got any experiences just doing that little process that you'd like to share. And let's see what we can manifest. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And May, the month of May. Okay, take care. See you soon. Bye.